Hey, good morning, guys. This is my morning brief video. My last video really bought blue. I was looking for bullish that day and it went the opposite. Okay, I think that's what it was, or I went bearish. At any rate, it did the opposite what I expected. But I'm just going to give a quick brief over what I'm looking at. Please like my video if you like it and retweet it on Twitter. Gumby9662C, please. Okay, some things I got going on here. I'm going to start on a smaller screen here so I don't freak you out with all my lines and stuff on my chart. Okay, so we got the CPI low right here, CPI low trend, okay? And we are currently outside of that here in the overnight session. You know, we've been walking that trend line. We're currently trending it sideways a little bit out of that, you know. And we have the PPI downtrend, which we have broken out of last Thursday, okay, or last Tuesday. Okay, we broke out of that PPI downtrend. Really nice bullish breakout here in the markets. Okay, we are currently fighting the CPI high, this area right here. You know, so now we have a double top pattern possibly forming here now, and I have also my cycle patterns going on here, and we are right up here going into tomorrow. Okay, uh, at a cycle high, a typical cycle high. What happened last time when we got up to the cycle high here? We went sideways for that entire next day. Okay, so be aware of that. Cycle high here. You know, we came back down a little bit. You know, we didn't come down too far, but we did come back down a little bit. So, you know, typically these cycle highs are something to be aware of here. You know, there might be some profit taking because we are at these cycle highs. We come over here, we got to the cycle high, went sideways, ultimately leading as the cycle waned on, you know. So, you know, here we are going into the end of Friday, and that cycle is going to gain some more downside. See what happened over here on this one. You know, as we got uh, further into this cycle, that then we have then we had an accelerated down cycle. Okay, so you know when you get further into this cycle, you get a little responsive sell off. Okay, further into this cycle, you get a little responsive sell off right there. Okay, we're going to be doing the same thing tomorrow, potentially getting not quite, we may not quite get to that Friday tomorrow actually, because you have to have the Friday close right here. So we could actually still close fairly high, and that actually, and then coming into potentially into Monday, maybe having a little bit of downside action into Monday. So just keep that in mind on your cycle patterns there. You know, it's actually the cycle's actually timing out before the close, potentially here for tomorrow here on ES. Okay, slash NQ. Okay, was it NQ or Qs? I can't remember. There are Qs. Okay, on our Qs right here, what we got going on here on the 30-minute. So we are at a cycle high again. Okay, and so basically we got into a cycle high early this last time, early cycle high, and it faded. Now we're longer into the cycle on the Qs. Uh, Qs are looking some of the best that I'm seeing here going into tomorrow. So keep that in mind also. But this is another reason to think that we might be stalling out until we for a few days here into Tuesday, and to reset this cycle for another leg higher. So let's keep that on mind too. Go on the daily real quick here. Um, yeah, these things don't matter. They don't draw out right on the different time frame. Actually, I actually think I drove that on the yeah on this time frame. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, we're not quite into a cycle high yet. So I drew these out on a 1 hour time frame. I apologize. So we're not quite into a cycle high yet on that. So we might have some more upside here tomorrow here on the Qs. So keep that in mind. Okay. Uh, you have to remember if you're using Thinkorswim, however you do your cycles, you have to remember which time frame you drew those out on, and refer back to that. Because if you try to translate it in different, 30-minute, 15-minute, these things do not match up right. So be aware of that if you're ever trying to do this with that IWM. I might have to go back to that ES here a second here. See, we still potentially have some upside. Here we have a multiple top here at the top, potential upside right there. And let's go back to the ESs real quick here. And yeah, on the 1 hour, yeah, let's zoom in here real quick on the 1 hour and see what's going on here. Let's see if I can get that thing to blow up the way it's supposed to. There it is. Yeah, see, you still got time in that cycle. You're getting close to a top, but you're not quite there yet. So yeah, that does suggest that we might have an additional push up here in the markets. Now I got a purple line right here, trend line. I have us into resistance here. It's a 78.6 on my fibs resistance, double top, and we got a trend line right there. So I'm gonna go out on a 1 hour real quick here on the ESs and show you this is. I know, look at it garbly joke. But this purple line, see this unity point right there? Okay, it lines up with this unity point right here that I've got drawn, and that is where we're currently at right here, right now. Okay, we're right into that, those two unity points. So this could definitely be a potential swing high scenario. So be aware of that. See, we're right here fighting that purple line. I don't know if that's going to be a major issue or not, but something to definitely think about in your trading. Really, if you think the markets are going to continue higher, break out of this resistance area. Two main names we need to look at here. Oh yeah, I also want to talk about /YM. And here on the 1 hour. 1 second here, guys. Let me get her all lined up here. And here is a problem child right here. So the other indices look okay. The only issue I've got is the Dow Jones. We are later in the cycle here. Okay. So, I had fostered the idea that Apple might be ready for a bullish move tomorrow. But after looking at my Dow Jones here, that may not be supported. Okay, so what we really need to be looking at tomorrow are two names. Two names, just without a doubt. If they want to take the markets higher, we need to be watching two names. Okay, I'm going to start with, well, XLY has gotten decimated. Okay, so XLY has really underperformed. Okay, and here recently. So what we have going on here is the consumer discretionary really getting hit really hard by two names, Tesla and Amazon. Okay, now if you do the equal weight of retail, the equal weight ETF for retail has virtually not moved at all. Okay, but if you look at XLY, there's been a really big sell down in XLY in a direct response to Amazon and Tesla. So if this market wants to break out, in my opinion, we need Amazon and Tesla to lead the charge. Tesla in Frankfurt overnight looks like it's going to go open even higher in the 187 areas. So be aware of that. We do have that scenario going on here. Guys, last week we were talking about a run back up to 200 here really quick here. Could very easily do it. Could do it tomorrow. So be very mindful of this. So Tesla's looking really good here. Really good potential here. We are in an upcycle, so that is supporting it. Okay, but we're also in a shorter time frame. See how this came down right here. See how this comes down right here. Okay, these two lined up really good there. Okay, see here. How about this one here? It really didn't get. I mean, I wouldn't worry about too much about that cycle right there. This is the cycle we really got to worry about. Watch out here. So we are breaking out of this trend here. Okay, looks like we're going to be coming up to these highs and testing those, testing them if not breaking out of them early on tomorrow. So definitely keep this one on watch here. Really looking constructive to the upside. I don't know how far we can go, but this here will foster in a relief rally in our consumer discretionary. Okay, so be aware of that going into this. Okay, and Amazon. This is the other one we really got to watch here. What I like about Amazon here. So we've had this massive down cycle right here, and we've come into this cycle here, and instead of just continuing lower here, it looks to me like we have a divergence forming here in Amazon, a bullish divergence versus the cycle. So I definitely want to keep this on watch here, that we might be seeing a bullish divergence in Amazon versus the cycle. Okay. So I'm not saying tomorrow's a great day, but we had this downtrend going on here. So there's a really good chance Apple's going to be opening up around the 95, 95.30 area, right on this downtrend tomorrow morning. So be very mindful. This is potentially a down cycle, but it does look like the pattern is diverging from what the cycle otherwise would indicate. So I'm not suggesting everybody load the boat to Amazon calls because of the cycle dates. Now I do have another cycle here, a shorter time frame down, and it is showing this is the one cycle that we seem to be trading in right now as these markets are catching a bid here. Okay, and this cycle right here came down and it bottomed out right here, and it does look like we are in an up cycle, which will be sustained tomorrow, or at least early on tomorrow. Suggesting that we will be probably holding at or above the 95 tomorrow. Uh, so be mindful of that, and that should go into well, actually, the cycle's over here. This is Thursday. They're still charting that Thursday out. Thursday doesn't matter. No, they're not. Okay, that's Friday. Yeah, this is Friday right here. Okay, they're not charting it. Good, good. So, yeah, looks like we're probably gonna be opening right up into that right tomorrow. So be mindful of that. And we have Cyber Monday. Okay, Cyber Monday right here. So be mindful of these. We might have a. They might want to come in here and short squeeze Amazon ahead of Cyber Monday. So it's not very often you see Amazon at this valuation, with a large short float, a larger than historical short float going into Cyber Monday. Okay, so that's just some thoughts I've got floating on here, and leaning to the bullish side. So that's just the way it is. Okay, thanks a lot for listening.